where they will discuss their unique issues pertaining to them. Likewise, there will also be a forum for non-represented political parties and political organizations in which the non-represented parties also have their own organ to discuss issues pertaining to them. The current from the two organs. End of quote. There was accompanied to the committee by Mr. Serwambala Kabagabe Lawrence, who signed his written submission as the executive iPod. Please, Right Honorable Speaker and members, pay attention to the following of Mr. Serwambala. Today, open quotation. Today, I respectfully submit that it is time to give iPod the dignity, durability, and legitimacy it deserves by making it a legal entity. I have underlined that word. By making it a legal entity under the laws of Uganda. That is found in paragraph 5 on page 1. He continues, I ask you on behalf of iPod and on behalf of all political parties represented in Parliament to champion the legal institutionalizing, I underline that point, of iPod. That is found in paragraph 4, page 2. I also wish to add that institutionalizing iPod is even more justified by paragraph 5, page 2, as a statutory body, and I underline the word statutory body. iPod would be empowered to 1. Enforce rules of engagement and ethical codes of conduct among political parties. 2. Institutionalize youth and women participation in political dialogue. 3. Maintain the regular review of reforms, including those on electoral laws, political finance, and civic education. He continues, such a statutory recognition would also offer structured pathway of emerging political actors to engage with mainstream governance mechanisms, thereby expanding Uganda's democratic base. That is in paragraph 2 on page 4 of Mr. Serwambala's presentation. As a statutory iPod would be better positioned to 1. Monitor, and members please pay attention, monitor, evaluate and report on implementation of agreed up reforms. Interface formally with the Electoral Commission, Parliament and the Executive to track progress. Mobilize technical and financial resources with greater autonomy and transparency. Currently, iPod's operations are donor-funded and dependent on the voluntary participation of political parties. He continues, institutionalizing iPod will provide it with the legal identity, define government structure, and budgetary allocations from the National Treasury. I will repeat. Provide it with the legal identity, define governance structure, and budgetary allocation from the National Treasury. 2. Provide continuity in leadership, programming, and stakeholder engagement. They continue. A statutory foundation would help iPod transition from a project-based entity to nationally owned and constitutionally anchored institution. That is found in paragraph 2 on page 5. Let iPod not just be an initiative, but an institution. This is in the concluding paragraph on page 6. End of quotation. It is clear from the written submissions of the movers of the bill and their one-man ally, Mr. Serwambala, that the bill imposes a charge on the consolidated fund. Parliament is stopped from proceeding on any bill or a motion for that bill that imposes a statutory charge on the consolidated fund. This is in Article 93 of the Constitution and Rule 130, Sub-Rule 1 and 2 of the Rules of Procedure. This is the finding of the minority. The minority finds that the Political Parties and Organization Amendment Bill 2025, privately moved by the Honorable Nakut Faith Loru, Honorable Mutembuli Yusuf, and Honorable Afidra Ronald Olema, violates Article 93 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, and therefore it is unconstitutional. The other dissent is overthrow of the legal mandates of the other institutions. The minority minority observed that the Private Members Bill, the Political Parties and Organizations Amendment Bill 2025, intends to overthrow the legal mandates of various institutions conferred by the Constitution and Acts of Parliament. A patient analysis of by the minority observed that Parliament, this institution, Electoral Commission, National Youth Council, National Women's Council, amongst others, will be relegated to be subordinate to IPOD. The mandate to carry out legal reforms is an exclusive preserve of Parliament provided under Article 79. Nobody can make a law to reform issues of elections except this Parliament. 2. The mandate to enforce rules of engagement and conduct among its political parties is the preserve of the Electoral Commission by law. The mandate to institutionalize women and youth in political spaces is a preserve of the Women and National Youth Councils. The recent policy of the NRM government, as told to us here in this Parliament by the Minister of Public Service, is that MPAs are being rationalized for efficiency and effectiveness by eliminating duplication and wastefulness. This is my finding. The minority finds that the bill interferes with both the constitutional and statutory mandates of Parliament, Cabinet, Electoral Commission, National Youth Council, National Women's Council, and potentially amends by infection, which will likely plunge government. It is further found that provisions of the bill appear to contradict the government policy of rationalizing
the bill with their father. Thank you, Hona Odul. I think
specific of the bill on the 13th May 2025 around reading, which was the next day, 14th May 2025, was released on the 14th, just as we are here, on the 13th May 2025, before the bill was even published and gazetted. The bill was published then on the 14th May. On the same day, the Honorable Parliamentary Affairs scheduled and today we are here to present the report with only the movers of the bill submitting. It is therefore suspicious that the regulator of the political parties, which is the Electoral Commission, the supervising ministry, Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the political parties represented in Parliament were never consulted by the movers nor the committee. No other stakeholder, including members of Parliament, who had sought, albeit in futility, to move private members' bills on reforms touching political parties by the esteemed founding former first son of Uganda, the Honorable Jim in 1981 to 1985, who is also a member and a former chair of the IPOD. In his submission, James Michael Akena labeled the bill diabolical. The dictionary meaning of the word or so evil, and consider the concerns of the party president of UPC, and also recall the concerns of the Honorable Asuman Basalirwa, of the political parties and organizations, the Honorable Amuriat Patrick Oboy of FDC, One Uganda, One People, the Honorable Norbert Mao of VP, Truth and Justice, and Mr. Magara George William of the PPP, if given the opportunity, would equally have opposed this bill, which has been moved without their views. The minority also observes that the regulator of the political parties, which is the Electoral Commission, with power to sanction political parties and organizations, has powers to sanction political parties and organizations.